Okay, yeah. So as Sana mentioned, right, I'm going to talk about make AI write components for you. And yeah, bit about me. I've been writing software, working as an engineering manager, basically managing developers for like past 10 years. I've been mostly working with startups, like either I've started my own startup or been working with early stage companies. I was like employee number one at an academy. In my previous role, I was employee number seven at Apna Jobs. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard of Unacademy. Have you heard of Apna? How many people? So yeah, I was like, that was my previous role. I joined as employee number seven, and then by the time I left, it was like 700 employees. So yeah, like that's I think my sweet spot, and I like to work with early stage startups, and yeah, that's what led me to start Code Parrot almost a year, a little more than a year back. We got funded by Y Combinator, and yeah, we were both of us, co-founders wanted to build something for developers, right? We were both really fascinated by technology, and we want to build developers ourselves and yeah, make help developers ship faster. So that's what led us to Code Parrot. And rather than just talking about it, I want to show it to you. So how many like before that, like how many front end engineers, back end, like how is it? Okay, first raise your hands if it's you work primarily on front end. Okay, nice. Rest is back end. Okay. Anything else like DevOps? You can shout it out if I missed anything. Okay, I'm going to take that as primarily backend and front end. Yeah, mostly front end folks here, so that's great. And then how many of you like often convert Figma designs to code? Yes. Some fewer hands, but cool. Okay, so this is an open source design library. Uh, like just pick an example, right? Let's say that we want to make this component. So here you select the file. Like I'd already added the file here, basically copied this URL and put it over here. Oh, nice. The internet is also working. Let's zoom in a bit and let's make a smaller component. So yeah, like this is like a normal text edit, like VS Code, and we have created a code parrot extension. And as you can see, we have loaded the Figma file, and here you can see like the prompt has opened up. It is very similar to ChatGPT if you have used, along with this additional image, and like you can select the code settings that you want. One more thing I wanted to do. So as you can see, like this is an empty page, right? But we have an avatar component. So we want this to be reused. Avatar component is like nothing but this small one. It has like a border and stuff. We don't want to write it again. We want to reuse that. And yeah, like I'm going to start coding, and then I would love for you to like join in, and like this is just the, and we can hopefully work on it together, and fingers crossed we actually get like some good code that actually works. So yeah, so now since I wanted to use the avatar component, I'm just going to import it here. uh, yeah, great. Yeah, now this is enough, right? This is enough to tell code parrot that okay, it should reuse this one, and we can go ahead and generate code. Takes a while. Can everyone see? Is it font is big enough? It's fine. No, is it fine now? If I make it too big, and actually you can move in front if it's going to be easier. If I make it too big, it will not fit. Things will not fit. Is it now? It's fine. Okay, let's close this. Okay, maybe you can zoom in more for now. We'll see. Interesting. Okay, it's generating more code, but let's start with this. Here, let's zoom out. Just the file. Like it was almost empty. Only this part was there. So Like, yeah, yeah. Oh, you want to? Okay, this I cannot zoom in here. So I provided it. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I think it has built a bigger one, but like first let's see how this is going. It has not reused the avatar component, but yeah, let's see how it is. And it has. Oh great, I have to. Okay, we'll come to that. So this is a empty Next.js project, primarily empty, like just as UI stuff. Let's open the link. That's an older one. Oops. Yeah, okay, clearly it's has not worked. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's remove all of this. Let's start again. Actually, it took a much bigger component. Let's go to a smaller one. Yeah, okay, let's try it now. Let's hope the small one is enough for GPT to work. Why is it making the avatar component? For some reason, it's asking to make the avatar component again, which I'm going to skip. Nice. It has created quite a few components. Mm, let's copy this as well. I'm just going to copy paste and just get it to compile. Okay, first let's see. Okay, not bad, not bad. What do you think? How's this code? How long would have it taken you to write this part? Okay. There are obviously issues with that, right? It's not matching the design exactly. Okay. What do you want to fix first? So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good question. So this, as you can see in CodeGen settings, like here, we have selected Tailwind. So that's how it knows Tailwind, React, and TypeScript. Any other questions? Any thoughts? Okay, cool. We can continue. Yeah. No, right now it's closed. We have not open sourced it yet. I haven't used it. Sorry. Okay. We can check it out. We can talk about it later. Yeah. I haven't used that. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right. So, there are certain things like, that's actually a good question. We have that feature over here. You can mention that, okay, these are some additional rules that you can specify. So, like, you can say, tell it certain things. Obviously, Yeah, exactly. Right. Things like that. And like in the end, you have to try it out and see what works, what doesn't work. So generally the stuff that is out there on the internet, like really popular stuff, that works well. But if you like obviously give it very detailed stuff about your specific to your company, which it has basically the model has not been trained on. So this in the background it uses a GPT-4 vision. So like it's mainly leveraging those capabilities, right? That's a good question. I haven't tried that out. I think it depends. Like it'll use the basic stuff, right? I think it'll mention the ARIA labels and stuff like that if you mention it. But if you go too much into depth, you'll have to do that yourself. Like there'll be some up to a point it can do it. After that, the developer will have to write it. Yeah, so it's see like I'll let me come to that. Basically like this is more like an assistant. Okay, so it helps you like if you have used like copilot and stuff like that, so it helps you write your code. So obviously you need to have that in mind. You cannot just assume that okay, you tell it and it will give you a PR that you can merge, right? So that's why it's you work with it in VS Code and try to work. It's more like an assistant rather than like a, I don't know. Exactly. Cool. Okay, let's move forward. As you can see, like it has not, let's say the, firstly, it has not used the avatar component. Let me fix that. Great. So as you know, you can see that it created its own avatar component, right? We wanted that to be reused. So I asked it, and it's actually like, okay, yeah, GPT will say stuff like, yeah, first understood, we'll modify. It's it's obedient that way. Okay, so yeah, we have to edit the reminder list item. Cool. Let's copy this reminder list item and props. Why does it keep importing React? Cool. No, it's still giving some error, but okay. What is it saying? Eject the component as per component expectations. I think it needs something state, size, and children. Okay, Vedo. I think we'll come back to that later. Yeah, but we don't have that much time. Yeah, I think we'll have like a hackathon session after this. Okay. Yeah, at least it reuse the component. It's giving some error. We'll work on that later. Also, this alignment is like it's like what do you call that? This checkbox is not aligned properly. So maybe we can. Yeah, we're using GPT-4. Yeah. I'll come to that. Just give me some time. Let's complete this coding exercise, and then we'll open up for questions in the end. How are we, Sana? How are we doing on time? Sorry, I did not check. Oh, Yeah. So let's see. It has now has given us something that it should, based on the screenshot, it should match this one. Let's see. Okay, again, we just have to update the reminder list item. Huh. Okay. I guess some ways it is better. It added a component, but still, let's try once more. As you can see, like, I think this is the majority of it, right? Like, you give it prompts, it'll keep getting better and better, and it's uh like, and every time I do this demonstration, it always generates something new, right? So it's like everything something new that happens, so that's always there. And in any case, you can understand that, like, the point I'm trying to convey is that, you know you should try and understand the prompts that it needs, and, like, in this case, it's somewhat better, but it's not matching again. So we're going to try again. Let's see. No, no, it just works on the corresponding part. So as you can see, like, we have reminder list item, we have reminder list, and then we have page. So it generated the all the four things or three things in the beginning, and now it's just editing this one thing. Yeah, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Mm, yeah. No, no. I mean, I mean, like, what do you call, PR, pull request assistant, something like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. You can definitely do that. I'm just copy pasting and I'm giving it prompts. I've not, so far I've not I've not updated the code. Like, I'm just giving it prompts in English, like, no code. I mean, just to work with the current build system, we did think about it, but it's like little, the build is different, bigger issue. Oh, nice. It's actually better and better. Okay, I'm going to stop here. This is like, and just to recap, uh, we started with a design. It was like, basically all these checkboxes were not there. We gave it some prompts and it gave us some things back, and then pretty quickly, within 15 minutes, we got this thing. Obviously, there are some other issues, like, the button color is not matching and stuff like that. uh, and then you can give it prompts, and at some point you'll find that, okay, it's not understanding, and then you have to edit the code yourself. So yeah, this was the live demonstration. Any thoughts, anything people want me to try? Otherwise, I can just wrap up. Okay, so let me get to that. I'll actually, I have that in my slide. Is there, if there's no other question, I'll move on to that one. Like anything related to the demonstration? Yeah.
I would also have same question. How
Okay.
it is different from
Got
ChatGPT
it.
4?
Got it. Okay. So let me, you know, so I want to think about it like more like this, like we earlier we had, let's say, like very basic Vim editor tool. Okay, first let me answer that question and then I'll come to the slide. So we are using GPT-4 in our in the background. So we are sending it a lot of additional stuff. Like we are sending it the Figma properties, we are sending it the Figma image, and that basically helps it to give you much more accurate results. And then we are also doing prompt engineering, like he had mentioned earlier in the previous talk. So like those kind of things go into play, and we are building just for, like, not even a general copilot. We are building just for front end engineering. So those kind of optimizations like really help, and it will save more of your time rather than using like a general model.
So the developer's prompt may not be prompt engineered or optimized. So if
Correct.
you
Yeah.
said you are applying prompt engineering, that
Yeah.
means like are you doing some kind of optimization on the prompt sent by the developer?
So there are techniques actually. There are techniques to do that. So
Mhm.
you, like, for example, you give it between like triple quotes and stuff, that okay, the user's input is going to come here and use that. So
Mhm.
that is what is prompt engineering, and then you use a lot of additional stuff, like it's written in natural language, but it's more coding than using natural language.
Okay.
I can show it to you offline. I can show how what other stuff we have done.
Yes, yes. And this Figmas that you supplied, aren't they normally given to GPT-4 for
No.
no? So that is one advantage. Like you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
give, this is particular to Parrot, that you can give Figmas
exactly.
and then get code out of that. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I think as the most visible advantage.
yeah. That's definitely the most important one. Yeah. So folks, I think. Sorry, please. I'll just wrap up. Then you can continue your discussions.
How does that makes a difference to this
I mean,
too?
it depends on how they are using it, right? It may be similar, it may be different. I'll use it and check it out. Like we use, I mean, it may be similar also, but we also use like the Figma properties. That's why it gets the color and those kind of stuff as well. Like you get the font family and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so in the backend, are you using any wrapper like LangChain or Llama Index, which is optimizing your code?
No, not yet. We did explore some of that, but yeah, we are mainly calling like the OpenAI APIs directly. It is using the OpenAI SDK. That's about it. Okay, one thing I want to just complete one. I have to complete my thought here. So like couple of years ago, or like decades ago, we started with like very simple text editors like Vim, right? And then you had some more advanced text editors like Sublime Text, and obviously then you have now debuggers and stuff with VS Code and WebStorm and all, right? And now with Gen AI coming around the corner, right? You have like such, this is like a new tool that is there. Obviously, it's not just CodeParrot. You have GitHub Copilot, you have ChatGPT, right? Those kind of tools that are there. So it's like it's a new tool, and then it has somewhat of a learning curve. Like let's say first time if you used a debugger, right? You applied those breakpoints, and like the first time you used it, it had some learning curve, right? So this is, I feel that this is another step in the in this development cycle, right? And then obviously more and more people are using, the tools are getting better. Tool is far from perfect, right? Whether it's Copilot, Copilot, there are a lot of these other tools like cursor.sh and stuff, right? I think so. The main thing I want you folks to take away from this talk is that try and use these tools, get used to it, and like it'll definitely help you with your productivity. Obviously in some cases it won't, right? And then you can answer that question, will AI replace my job? That see, you'll see all those questions trending and stuff. So once you use it, you'll know whether your job is actually under threat or not. So yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So I noticed that you have a had a pro button in the code
Hmm.
in your code parrot UI,
Right,
right?
right.
What does that offer? If you can elaborate.
It has like we had custom components and stuff, so we are still working on that. It's not released, so you can use let's say you have your own design library.
Right.
So
like
if you
for
want to reuse
example, if
that.
I'm using BlueStack, right? How would your code parrot, or I mean, this engine will work accordingly if I
So
want to have just BlueStack
that's
to
a
make
very
that.
good question, and that's for any mature product, mature project. Like those things are very important because every time you
Right,
can't just be using just Tailwind, right?
right,
So as you can see, that was part of this demonstration. We imported this avatar component. So just the way we imported avatar, you can import like all your other stuff. So let's say you have your whatever blue, import button from Bluestone and stuff like that. So you can put all of that here, and then CodeParrot will use that.
cool. Yeah. Thanks.
So just picking up from his question, we first need to manually import things which can be used by
Yeah,
CodeParrot. If you have not imported, CodeParrot will not use them. That's the thing.
yeah, because it
Okay.
doesn't understand, right?
Right.
You will have like thousands, like hundreds of
Hmm.
files that can
Or,
potentially
yeah,
be
or
imported.
it will not even import on its own if required. And that's the thing.
It will not know what to import.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll
right.
not
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Okay, now just coming back to the flow, can you please tell us, like, once we have this Figma, what goes into as input to the OpenAI API, and what the API returns, and then finally what goes to the model, the
Okay,
GPT-4?
those are very detailed questions. I have just like 2 minutes. I have to wrap up.
No,
Uh,
in brief, you can just say, like,
so we send the code.
hmm.
Okay, we send, like, in this case, I'll just show you for this case, right?
No, starting from the Figma, like we send the
Yeah,
Figma.
I'm coming to that. So you send the Figma. In
Hmm.
the first message, we send the Figma. We are editing this page, so we send page.tsx the file, and we send what was imported. So like these three things, and also the Figma.
Send to the OpenAI
Yeah,
API.
yeah.
And what does the API return?
It returns this.
The code, entire code, actually. Okay, fine.
Okay, I think, yeah, that's about it. I think any questions we'll take it up at the break or at the end. We have I don't Do we have time, Sana? Or no? Yeah, we are. Okay. One image did not load. Yeah, and otherwise, for questions, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Twitter. It's Vedant's opinions on both. One image did not load. Okay, thank you, everyone.